There was a time where I remember working my 9 to 5. I'm sitting in the office and I'm the only one there that day. Nobody's supposed to come in. And I'm playing a video. I can still remember it, about overcoming depression. It's by Leo Gura. You could look it up. And actualize.org is the name of the channel. And I was watching this video and one of my coworkers decides to come into the office randomly. He walks in and he catches me watching this video. And like, I'm not really embarrassed, but as a man at this time, I'm just like, I'm trying to deal with it on my own and trying to get through some of the things that I'm going through. And you know, I was just like, yeah, like, yo, man, I'm watching this video. It was just kind of an awkward moment. It wasn't a big deal. And he had gone through some of the similar things as well, but it's just one of those things, like, I'm trying to deal with it on my own. I remember from that point that I was just not in a place that I wasn't happy. I wasn't fulfilled. I wasn't going after what I wanted. I knew the position I was in just wasn't for me, and it wasn't making me happy. And it wasn't even the job. It was just me. I wasn't happy. I had this wrong way of thinking where I believed that everything was happening to me, everything on the outside. And as we fast forward, I started to put in work. I started to take in new information. And if I back up a little bit, I was having health problems as well, not only psychological, depression, and I was going through some health scares and issues that actually probably were made up in my head now that I've done more research on it. But so I started to adopt this new way of thinking and this new way of being, and it wasn't like snap of the fingers. I had to work on myself. I had to exercise. I had to meditate. I paid for this, like, I think it was like $2,000 meditation class. I applied for the scholarship. They gave it to me. So it was a couple $100, like $800 or something, which was amazing. And I started doing meditation and I started to feel better. And I started to put new information inside of my brain. I drove around in my car. I stopped listening to music, even though I love music. But I started listening to like self-improvement tapes, Tony Robbins, Joe Dispenza. You can look these people up. And lo and behold, I started feeling better. I started improving. My life started to change. New people, new relationships started showing up in my life. And I saw firsthand the person that I was becoming. And that's why I'm such a big believer in self-development. And that's why this slogan means so much, because I had to stop being the victim and stop believing that the things on the outside were affecting me, and understand that I was responsible for how I felt, no matter what the outside world looked like, no matter what showed up, no matter what doctor gave me, told me I had this or tried to put me on medicine. Like from high school all the way through college, I was on an SSRI, which is like a anxiety medicine called Lexapro. And one day I just decided that I didn't want to be on it, because if I missed a day of Lexapro, my head was like, I was having crazy withdrawals. And some of you may have experienced this, but I would have crazy withdrawals. And so I decided this can't be good for me. Like, this is not a healthy medicine, even though the doctors in traditional medicine told me that's what I should take. And so I started cutting the pills up, and I started like easing off of this medicine, slowly but surely easing off of this medicine. Eventually it was hell to get off of it. It was truly hell. I was like having these things called brain zaps and just like filling out of my body, all kind of crazy things, but I got out of it, and eventually the withdrawals went away. This is when things started to change, and I started to read new information and figure out that maybe the doctors, and believe me, I love medicine. I think there's so much value in so many people's lives saved, but I also think that some medicine, our bodies we're not supposed to take it, and there's other ways to deal with things that we have going on. And so that's when I started to open my mind, look around, and that's when I started to really believe in this journey of that nothing, I am responsible, ultimate accountability. The world around me, I'm responsible for. And if I get in a wreck, it's my fault. Complete accountability. Sounds crazy, but that's where I want to take it. And that's when everything started to change. And that's why I'm a big believer. I get people in my DMs. So we have lots of people DMing us to partner with us, all that. We're running ads. So it's not all just like, hey, I want to partner. It's like people, we're attracting a lot of attention right now because we've been growing. And there's people in there like that'll like laugh at, some of the self-development and personal development stuff. And it's great. And it's people I know that knew me growing up. But I think it's like, it doesn't affect me at all. But what I think is funny is that like I have seen it work firsthand, and it's okay because they haven't gone through some of the things I've gone through and have to deal with it. And that's beautiful. It's where they are in their life, what they, what they believe in. But I've had to look at an alternative way of thinking because of what I was doing before wasn't working. And that's why I'm a big believer in this personal development game. And that's why I do sales. That's why I'm in the space of sales, because I believe it's one of the biggest, it's like the best gym for fitness. Sales is like one of the best gyms for personal development, business, leveling up, growing. Because I believe your income is directly related to your self-growth and your personal development. And that's the journey I'm on. And I'm constantly trying to find ways to improve myself. I love it. It's not like something where I feel like I'm inadequate. It's just I like finding new ways to be better and learn more information and create bigger impact, help more people, become a better version of myself. And that's my purpose. That's my mission. And that's why I'm such a big believer in it.